Welcome to the Martian Sleep Podcast. Take a moment to get comfortable, adjust your pillows and allow the noise of the day to gently drift away. In a moment, tonight's story will begin somewhere quiet in the universe. You don't need to follow every word. Simply listen if you like, or let the story fade softly into the background as sleep finds you. The story lasts about 10 minutes, followed by a longer soundscape to keep the night calm as you rest. Tonight's story is narrated by Cassian Voss, and now, whenever you're ready, we begin.
The day eases away in a hush, and a soft craft carries you in a smooth arc toward an orbital garden station. No hurry lives here, no sharp sound, no sudden light, only a mild glow like moonlit mist drawn across curved panels and calm rails. Ahead, the station drifts above a wide blue-white planet, a quiet sphere of slow color, pale ocean tone, thin bands of cloud laid like silk, a faint rim of light near the edge where day leans into night. From here, all of it looks gentle, as if the planet itself is resting. A dock guide lamp offers a mellow welcome. The craft settles in with a near-silent ease. You step through a passage that feels warm and steady, a place made for ease. The air is clean, with a hint of leaf and damp soil. Underfoot, there is no heavy pull, only a light sense of contact, as if the floor meets you halfway. A door glides open into the garden ring, and the first view arrives like a calm thought. Rows of plants hang in open space, each one held in a clear cradle, each one tethered with soft bands and fine mesh. Vines drift in slow arcs, and wide leaves turn as if they are listening. Tiny beads of water rest along stems, held in place by surface tension, round and clear, shining in the mild light. Every shape is unhurried, every movement is small and kind. Some part of you can simply allow this to be simple. A gentle rail guides your hand, and you drift forward, guided by a barely felt push. The garden is arranged like a quiet corridor with suspended trellises forming a floating lane. There are tools here too, designed for calm hands. A small trimming blade with a rounded edge, a soft loop to keep it near, and a thin pouch for clipped vine tips. Nothing sharp to the eye, nothing harsh to the touch. You take the tool, and it rests in your hand as if it belongs there. It is light, it is steady. You do not need to do much. You can do only what feels easy. You drift between the rows, and the plants greet you without words. A slow-growing vine has reached beyond its guideline. It has done so with patient intent, a soft reach toward light. You touch the vine near its tip, and it yields with a gentle bend. The blade meets it with a quiet snip that seems to happen on its own, almost without sound. The clipped piece floats for a moment, then settles into the pouch with a mild nudge from your thumb. There is no rush to trim. The vine will keep growing, and the garden will keep tending itself with your calm help. Every small task is enough. You move on, and the station's light stays even, like a long dusk that never ends. There are panels overhead that mimic a steady sun, and the tone is soft, more pearl than gold. It does not demand attention, it simply supports growth. A few steps, or rather, a few easy drifts, bring you to a cluster of herbs with rounded leaves. Their roots are tucked into moist fiber, and their stems sway in slow motion, as if the garden has its own private tide. You guide a stray stem back toward its mesh, and it settles in place. Your hand withdraws, and the plant remains, calm and whole. And it can be pleasant to notice how each tiny thing knows what to do. A faint hum lives in the background, the kind that comes from far-off systems doing their work. Gentle circulation, steady power, quiet water flow. The hum is so even that it becomes part of the stillness. The station feels safe in its orbit, held in a smooth path above the planet below. You trim another vine, then another. A slow rhythm forms, not counted, not measured, only felt. Touch, pause, snip, drift. The pouch grows a little heavier, but even that weight is mild, barely present. The garden offers small details that are easy for the mind to rest upon. A leaf edge with tiny pale veins. A droplet that catches the light and holds it for a moment. A root thread that curls in its cradle like a sleeping ribbon. Each detail invites your attention, and then, without effort, your attention can move on. A curved window appears now and then between plant frames, giving a brief view of the planet below, blue-white, calm, turning. The station's orbit makes the view shift in a slow glide, as if the planet is moving in a quiet dream. You float onward, deeper into the garden ring, where the plants grow denser and the light becomes even softer, filtered through leaves. It is gentle shade, like a forest canopy, yet there is no wind here, only the small motion of your own drift. You find a vine that has looped around a support line. It is not a problem, it is simply a vine being a vine. You ease the loop free with 2 fingers. The vine releases without protest and floats back into its intended path. You trim the tip by a small measure, just enough to guide it. The plant remains serene. It may be easy to feel how everything in this place is designed to reduce effort. Even your thoughts can become simpler here, as if the garden quietly asks for less planning, less holding, less doing, and you can permit that in your own way, at your own pace, letting the mind set down what it no longer needs to carry. There is a repetition to the environment that is soothing, row after row of suspended growth, each row similar, yet never identical. The same mild light, the same quiet hum, the same slow drift, the same small tasks done without strain, the same gentle view of blue-white turning far below. Row after row, leaf after leaf, vine after vine. And each time you notice the calm seems to notice you back. A small fan current guides air along the lane, so mild it only hints at motion when a thin tendril lifts and settles. You feel it as a soft brush against your sleeve, and then it is gone. The air remains clean. The scent remains faint. Green, damp, alive, and restful. You trim another vine and the snip is almost silent. You place the piece in the pouch and the pouch closes with a gentle fold. Your wrist relaxes, your fingers loosen, your shoulders settle in the gentle lack of pull. You drift to a section where flowering plants are kept. Their petals are pale, almost translucent, and they seem to glow from within. Some flowers are open, some half open, some folded, all in their own time. You do not need to touch these. You only pass by, letting the view be enough. A calm can deepen when nothing asks for more. As you continue, the garden's repetition becomes like a lullaby made of light and leaf. The same soft lamps, the same round droplets, the same slow vines, the same steady orbit, the same blue-white planet. Over and over, in a way that never becomes dull, only more familiar. Familiar can feel safe. You notice a small label on a frame, written in tidy script. You do not need to read it. The presence of order is enough. A place where each plant has its cradle, each vine has its guide, each tool has its hook. A place where everything returns to ease. Your drift slows naturally near a wider corridor where the garden opens into a small rest bay. Here, the trellises curve away and a broad viewing window takes up most of the wall. The window is thick and clear, edged with a soft frame, and a low rail runs along it for a light handhold. You could keep trimming, and you could also allow the task to end. The vines will be fine, the garden will remain, the station will keep its gentle path. So you place the tool back onto its hook. It hangs there, secure and quiet. The pouch rests in its slot, your hands are free, and it may feel good to have nothing to hold. You drift closer to the window. The planet fills the view, vast and calm. Blue-white bands drift across its face, cloud layers turning in slow patterns that never rush. A pale line of dawn curves along the edge, and the far side fades into deep night with a soft gradient, not a hard line. The station glides, and the planet rotates beneath, and the whole scene moves with a pace that invites drowsy comfort. There is no need to follow every detail. Your eyes can rest wherever they like, on the pale ocean tone, on the bright cloud, on the slow curve of the horizon. The hum behind you remains steady, now more distant, like a far lull. The garden around you continues its quiet life. Leaves float and settle, droplets cling and shine, vines hold their arcs. Everything continues, even without your attention, and you can simply be here. Time becomes less important near this window. The planet turns, the station drifts, light shifts in a slow wash. Your body learns the ease of the place, the gentle lack of strain, the soft support of the rail when your hand touches it. Your thoughts may still appear, yet they can be quieter now, as if they arrive wrapped in soft cloth. A thought can come, and a thought can go, and you do not need to follow. The view does not ask you to think, it only offers itself. Blue-white, soft cloud, slow turn, quiet orbit. Blue-white, soft cloud, slow turn, quiet orbit. You might notice the way the planet's glow feels like a cradle for the eyes, a wide, steady presence that holds attention lightly, then lets it loosen. The eyelids can grow heavier without effort, and if they close for a moment, the scene will still be there when they open again. You drift a little lower, letting your body find a natural level, as if the station itself is helping you settle. The rail remains within reach, though you hardly need it. The air remains mild, the light remains kind, and as the planet rolls on beneath you, it can feel natural to let your awareness soften, to let the edges of the world blur in a pleasant way, to let the mind sink toward a quiet center where nothing needs doing. The garden behind you repeats its gentle pattern, leaf, vine, droplet, light. The station repeats its steady sound, a calm hum, even and smooth. The planet repeats its slow motion, turning, turning, turning. A soft repetition, like a promise. You remain by the window, drifting in place, watching the blue-white world rotate beneath the station. The view is wide and patient. It does not change fast. It does not demand. It only turns and turns and turns with a calm that can invite you to rest as well. And it can be enough now to simply float beside the glass, held by quiet orbit, warmed by gentle light, while the planet moves below in slow, silent grace, and the garden waits in soft shade. And your thoughts fade into a calmer distance, and the whole station seems to drift with you toward stillness, toward ease, toward sleep.